Attention passionate Cleveland, BROWNS. Latest news, something big is happening in the AFC North and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on Cleveland Browns' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true Cleveland Browns fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with your FRINDS and Cleveland, BROWNS. Let's get to the news. All right, Browns fans, you know I'm here to bring you the latest and most detailed updates on our team. And today, there's a conversation that's been heating up around the Browns coaching staff, especially with Kevin Stefanski. It's been a roller coaster of a season, no doubt about it. Finishing 5-12 with wins in their last 2 games. Yeah, it's not what we all envisioned at the start of the year. Expectations were sky high, especially after last season, and let's be honest, a lot of us thought this team was primed to make some serious noise in the AFC North and beyond. But here we are, stuck in a season that didn't quite go as planned, and now the talk of whether Stefanski should stay or go is gaining serious traction among fans and pundits alike. Now, before we dive deep, let me remind all of you, the Browns have been battling some serious issues over the past few seasons, most notably the quarterback situation. For years, we've been trying to find the right guy to lead us to the promised land. Since we traded Baker Mayfield to the Panthers in 2022, it's been a wild ride. Sure, we brought in Deshaun Watson, a guy with a lot of talent but also a lot of baggage. And honestly, Watson's season has been anything but what we expected. The injuries, the off-field scandals, and his performance on the field, nothing close to what we thought we'd be getting. It's fair to say that Watson has been a shell of his former self, and the hefty contract we handed him has become a huge obstacle for the team. This trade, which was supposed to be our big move, our franchise-changing moment, has instead become a massive albatross. The Browns sacrificed a treasure trove of draft picks, assets that in hindsight could have been used to build a more balanced and talented roster. Instead, we've been relying on scraps, late-round picks, and guys who are just trying to prove themselves in the NFL. It's left Stefanski with a roster that's been starved for talent, especially in the skill positions, and this is where the frustration really takes hold. Fans have been calling for change, and now, with the season over, the whispers about Stefanski's future are turning into loud debates. But here's the thing, firing Kevin Stefanski might not be the magic fix some believe it to be. A lot of the criticism hinges on the fact that he's not good at developing quarterbacks, but that's a bit of an oversimplification. Look at the evidence. Baker Mayfield, Jacoby Brissett, Joe Flacco, Jameis Winston, they've all had their best seasons or one of their best seasons under Stefanski's coaching. This isn't about whether Stefanski can coach. The real issue is that for 3 straight seasons, he's been handed rosters that are just not built for sustained success, especially at the quarterback position. The talent simply hasn't been there, and that's not entirely his fault. Think about it. If you're a coach and you're trying to develop a quarterback who is a 5th-round pick or a career backup, you're fighting an uphill battle. That's what Stefanski has been doing for a while now. It's not that he's a bad coach, it's that the circumstances around him have been severely limiting his ability to succeed. His track record with rookies like Mason Graham, Carson Schwessinger, Quinshon Judkins, Harold Fannin Jr., and Dylan Sampson shows that he's capable of getting the most out of young talent. These guys have looked impressive this year for a reason. They're developing under a coach who knows how to maximize their potential. Now, if the Browns decide to move on from Stefanski, it's worth noting that he's the only coach since 1999 to have led the team to 2 playoff appearances. That's not a small feat, especially considering the chaos that surrounded our franchise for years. But the question is, will a coaching change really improve things? Or are we just going to find ourselves back at square one, trying to rebuild a roster that's been hamstrung by poor talent acquisition and bad trades? It's a tricky situation, no doubt. The Browns' biggest challenge over the last few seasons has been building a roster capable of competing consistently. The trade for Watson, while it brought some excitement initially, has been a huge drain on our draft capital and cap space. It's taken us years to recover from that, and even now, we're still trying to put the pieces together. Our draft picks this year and next will be critical. Young guys like Mason Graham and Harold Fannin Jr. are showing promise, and it's clear that Stefanski's coaching is helping them grow. Why would we want to move on from a coach who's doing his part to develop these young players, especially when we have a good number of draft picks to work with in 2026? A coaching change might sound appealing in theory, but it's not a guaranteed fix. The Browns need to focus on building a complete team, not just changing the head coach. The core issues lie in talent acquisition, especially at quarterback, and in making smarter decisions in free agency and the draft. This is what will ultimately determine whether or not we can contend again. And let's not forget, Cleveland fans, that our franchise has a rich history of resilience in tough times. We've seen ups and downs, but one thing is for sure: our passion for this team runs deep. We believe in our players and we believe in our coaching staff. But we also know that patience, smart moves, and a clear vision are what will bring us back to playoff greatness. It's easy to demand firing Stefanski, but the real work is in getting the roster right, developing the talent, and staying committed to the long-term vision. So in the end, whether Stefanski stays or goes, what matters most is that our Browns keep fighting, keep improving, and keep our eyes on that ultimate goal: bringing another Super Bowl home to Cleveland. Because we deserve it, and I know we're capable of it if we stay the course, make smart decisions, and trust the process. Pause here just for a second. If you want the YouTube algorithm to keep recommending the latest Cleveland Browns news to you, it's super important that you leave a like on this video. Go ahead, it's quick and it makes a big difference. Thank you. Now let us continue with the big reveal. Looking ahead, the Browns have a lot of work to do, but they also have a lot of potential. The young talent emerging under Stefanski is promising, and with the right moves in the draft and free agency, we can rebuild a roster that's capable of competing at the highest level. The key will be to surround Deshaun Watson with better protection, more reliable weapons, and a defense that can dominate when it counts. Our coaching staff, including Stefanski if he remains, has shown they can develop young players, and that's crucial for sustained success. As fans, we've seen enough heartbreak and near misses. But every season we get back up, we cheer louder, and we believe. That's what being a Browns fan is all about. We know this team has the talent and the heart to turn things around. It's just about making the right decisions now, learning from the past, and trusting that brighter days are ahead. The AFC North is tough, no doubt about it. Ravens, Bengals, Steelers, they're all formidable rivals, but Cleveland has always been a team that can rise to the occasion, especially when the pieces come together. So whether Stefanski is here next year or not, one thing is for sure: the Browns will keep fighting. We'll keep supporting, cheering, and hoping for that one big breakthrough that finally puts us back on top. Because at the end of the day, this franchise has a legacy worth fighting for, and I believe that our best days are still ahead. And now, Cleveland Browns fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on this? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion matters so much to us and to the Cleveland Browns. And don't forget, I'll be back soon with more updates, so stay tuned for the latest Cleveland Browns news.